Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my podcast. My name is Alex, and you're listening to Godsky podcast. I actually have a website with the same name, godskypodcast.com. Go ahead and check out the website. I actually put all my talent in this design. I'm not gonna say I'm talented designer, but I'm pretty glad where the things came out of it. I also got this mailing list to people who wanna keep in touch and be updated a little bit more. Head down, listen to some news from me, and sometimes we're all checking our emails from time to time. And if you're gonna see my email with recent news, recent episode, and just say you hi, what's up, what's going on. Sometimes it's kind of one-sided communication, but actually myself finding out some emails from resources I was subscribed months ago or even years ago. And I'm not talking about those lames emails that you get with the update of terms and conditions. Come on, it's so lame to receive those. And couple of them you just have to receive, like these resources you using all the time. And let me just jump into this interesting topic I've discovered, talking about the resources and things we use to for as like communicate with the world and spread the word. Right now, I'm glad with the recent news I have. Almost all major platforms are hosting my podcast. I've updated myself, and Apple podcast service is accepted my request, and so I'm available on iTunes too. It's actually my milestone because they known pretty notorious about their quality control and check-ins that everything it's in their standard. And I'm not gonna lie, Apple users can really enjoy certain aesthetic of the content they receive. I had that like recently switched to just for the short ride. I had the Apple iPhone, old one, even like iPhone 6. Bought it pretty cheap, but I've noticed the difference between like the apps itself. I'm actually speaking of like apps. I'm actually using Android, pretty advanced, and there's a lot of stuff that I really like, and it's convenient, and Apple doesn't use them. But talking about the aesthetic, I really appreciate the aesthetic Apple put in their product, and that's what actually makes people excited. Speed, speed of the device too, but it's part of the frustration for the other people. The weight of the devices. But speaking about the recent news, so I've discovered about some philosopher. He's like a philosopher slash professor in geopolitics, and really, I'm not gonna say famous. He's a worldwide. His name is Alexander Dugin, and was speaking about how deplatformed he become. But I'm talking about the deplatform about being banned. His books are actually banned from Amazon. The whole platform, all of my content are hosted on Amazon right now. If it's a website or a file hosting, what else? My website sitting on the Amazon, and my podcast is hosted on the Amazon servers. But it's actually interesting that he's been banned and you cannot get his book, although there's a lot of more controversial books on the Amazon shelves, like really controversial. I'm not gonna talk specific, but let's say like recent unhappy events for the Jewish people, been very like let's say put in an ideology that the books is still there. Even the imagery that is banned, currently banned in Israeli, is there on Amazon. There's like a free platform too for the freedom of speech, but his books are banned. Okay, wow. Let's talk about it. Wow, it sounds really awful. And okay, what else? But yeah, how about he does not allow having a Google account. And we're talking about he does not allow it. We're not talking about he's banned from YouTube. Google disallowed, like he's disallowed, have nothing to do with the Google products. Anything. Any account he's gonna make in the Google is gonna be banned. More than that, as I understood, like if somebody gonna make this account for him and let's say host his videos, his account gonna be banned too. And it's actually pretty shocking, you know. I was hearing about a lot of deplatforming, like I heard like Alex Jones from the Infowars got deplatformed, and he's been really controversial, but like, you know, still fun content. And it's gone. It's like all the resources banned him. But when you hear it, like, what? He does not allow to have a like email. Interesting. He's this Alexander Dugin, professor, actually, as I understood, the platform like Reddit, that into politics, they have really like good opinion about him, about his geopolitics works. And I've listened to his couple of his podcasts, really mesmerizing. A lot of stuff, like it's fun to hear, but you gotta repeat and listen to it. And I like how one of his talks he gave about then gaining knowledge. So look, how to become a little bit more wise. It's read a lot. Nowadays it's really hard. I'm more in a audio person. Like since I was little, I was listening to audio and radio and music, more into the sound. Like video, it's not really was my main focus. I was more into sounds, and I've listened to his podcasts, and really interesting. The history class I've received from this is amazing. A lot of really good points about the politics and the elites and masses, and the division between what is elite and what is masses, and who's I really liked about the journalists, the people who's highlight everything that happens between in the elite world, in the world of the masses. So basically, they stuck. It's like a purgatory. They're too much, let's say, not enlightened, but informed, not to be a masses, like usual regular people who eating their daily news, but they're not good enough or like even like that level to be accepted by elites. So they have that itch, like itching something to be recognized by elites, but it's never gonna happen. So they kind of having this outrage on everything that happens in the masses or in the elites world, and it's amazing to see it and to discover the understanding of this division of groups. And nowadays what is going on, it's every day is a lesson. You feel like in the end of the day, even I was like doing my mundane job daily, nothing like smart I done. Maybe I've solved some like computer puzzle, and it wasn't not really moving, touching, that itch of intellectuality. But when you like my curiosity, and when you listen to this type of podcast, you really appreciate people who put their effort and time for you, and for themselves. Let's say for they actually enjoy to do it. I'm pretty sure he's enjoying to lecture people in a university. But I really enjoyed his podcast. They're currently on Russian, which is giving me that nice tool to understand more than two languages and learn about world. And let's say I believe when you learn new language, you're not just learn a new world, like understanding the words of this language. You actually discover new world, new perspective on things, new philosophy on things. And I suggest you guys, if you have only two languages or only one, it's the time to give yourself motivation to find. First of all, find yourself motivation why you need to learn new language. Maybe it's a friend, maybe it's a couple that they speak this different language too, and give yourself a chance, give a little more effort to learn another language. Of course, it's hard nowadays, but I do believe there's technologies today, apps, and quick lessons to learn this. People put it. So coming back to my recent news, Godsky podcast.com website was crafted myself, handcrafted. A lot of there was a couple challenges that took me to solve the problem of like from design and code wise, and learning the new ways of working in a WordPress environment. But the feel, I want to share the feel I had for the past 4 years. Let's say 4 years since I started to make little jobs for my friends with the website, with the design. Even like long before I had the passion to, long before, like 5-6 years ago, I was given my free time and my free spirit to help my friends to realize their targets and achieve their goals. And I was hoping that I will enjoy together, and in like we will work together, and I'll grow, and I'll make together money with them, and it's looked really promising every time. But every time people were not so serious about their projects as I were serious about theirs. That was like frustrations I had. But in time I was learning, I was giving my attention to their needs. I was learning new things, and it's, to be honest, it's freaking hard to learn new things. If you ever try to achieve any skill or masters the skill, and not in the early years, you're already not remember, in something recent, just remember how much it was hard to sit yourself down and work and craft and failure and be frustrated. And years after years I was given, and all these projects are gone to limbo. Like they're all gone. The websites are down, the files are gone. I wasn't like really taking it, like saving it. But the experience I've gained put me to the new path that I'm craving for myself. And finally, I'm doing something that I really enjoy. I enjoy the radio. I enjoy talking. I enjoy sharing new ideas, and I enjoy to imagine myself that I have listeners who's actually enjoy at the same level as I am from this experience as a podcasting. So if you have any feedback, if you have the idea how can you improve your overall feel of entertainment from this, maybe it's quality, quantity, frequency, whatever it is, I'm open-minded. I'm taking notes, and I'm working, and I'm taking this project really serious, but not serious as a serious in a way that I'm not enjoying this. I'm actually really enjoying the process, and I want to share this. Coming back to my words, when all these years of experience I've gained, and at the moment when everything clicked, when I was like, man, I've solved the most major problems on my website. It looks decent. It looks interesting. Sure, I'm gonna work a little bit more. Sure, I didn't put too much effort over it, but I put the effort, the real effort. I wasn't like too I'm not gonna use the explicit word, but I wasn't too much let me find the right word, but I was self critic, too much critical about it. I had the right idea and I executed. And if you head down to the website, let me know. It's actually gonna be interesting to hear your feedback about this design. Didn't took me too much time, I know, but you know, sometimes things that working faster are real proof. Is it gonna work or not? And yeah, of course, I'm not. I don't remember the first time I started to put the effort in learning the web design or building design or a little bit programming. But when you in movement, you can understand where's the end. You never start your movement in great things with the idea of the end. Let's say tomorrow you want to start new relationship. Of course we understand if you start your relationship with the idea of the end, that's a bad sport. What do you mean the relationship with the idea of the end? Like, what's your the end game? All right, you can put something really abstract as like forever living ever happily. Okay, sound nice, but it's really abstract ending, right? So we're not gonna count it. So you're not getting into relationship to get to at some point, let's say, come on, until the honeymoon over. It doesn't even call it relationship, call it honeymoon, and when it's over, it's over. But real life decisions are start from the movement itself. It doesn't have to have a beginning. I don't believe that this podcast started from episode 1. If I reflect back right now, this podcast started back when I was listening to radio show by one of the great Russian actors. He have a radio show named Frankie Show, and I was so fascinated. I was imagining myself to be part of his show, and being frightened, like, whoa, how amazing it can be to be part of this. And that was back, like, let's say 10 years ago. 10 years ago I've started, and the real project work started let's say couple months recently. So don't ever look at the end. If you wanna find your passion, and if you wanna really enjoy something in your life, let's say a new occupation. If you come into a new job and you say in yourself, okay, that's just a job for the next 2 years, I swear you're not gonna enjoy this job. You're just gonna drag yourself for the next 2 years, because you're created this ending. And that's the philosophy by Aristotle. To be honest, it's not mine. The movement doesn't have beginning. Movement can only be, the beginning of the movement can be reflected when you looking back, but you'll never reflect on it. You gotta start to move. So do what you want to do without end goal. First of all, enjoy it. Be excited about it, and let's say be serious, but don't take it serious. That's my point about this idea. And let's talk about the social programming that we all have around us. Talking about the people close to us, the people who keep looking at you and believe that, wow, you're nothing, you're not at the level that you are really are. They will never see the progress and effort you put in day to day, because they're lazy by their nature. Our relatives are usually lazy. 90% people around us lazy. They don't believe about your progress. They don't believe that you're striving and moving forward for something. They try to program you. They try to give you that program in relationship, in your life decisions. Just for example, I was hearing the recent news from my coworker. He's getting married soon, so he's 30 years old. And one of the old coworkers actually saying, that's the age, that's the time. It's so perfect. It's exact time. You gotta do it. Like, wow, you've picked the right time. They judge it by themselves because they think they've made good decisions in their lives. They'll never reflect on their life decisions and say, wow, you know what? I actually made the same move and I'm not happy about it. No. They get excited when they see somebody following the same road. And that encourage you. It's encourage you to act like that. Just for the example, I had a coworker. I knew him for the last 2 years. He worked and was sitting like desk next to me. And from time to time, he was going to, let's say, like meetings with all the managers, and he was coming back with that, like sort of like talk, sort of complain, like, wow, that's amazing. It was amazing to him. Like, people doesn't have soul over there. They don't care about you personally. They don't care about like what contribution you can give. They only care about numbers. They only care about uh, let's get over it, and we're not really happy to be with you with the same room. You're actually here not because we choose to, but because it was a need of the system. And suddenly he became one of them. He became manager. He became somebody who sits on the second, like on the other side of the desk, and he's talking the same talk now. And it's amazing to me to see that transformation. I actually like believe it's I'm not gonna lie, it's frustrating for me. It's frustrating for me to see this transformation go on me, like falls on me. And sometimes, I'm not a saint. I feel like poor little me, why I'm not getting appreciated for the all hard work I give. But I'm not really gonna to be honest, I'm not really giving my full heart into this job, because I don't hate my occupation right now, but I do believe I'm not I can make much better of myself by working on something I love. And I'm getting tired of high tech and IT and everything. I'm feeling like I squeezed everything I could. I've learned the most of I could. I've learned really complicated systems. I understood how much it work and how much it doesn't work. But and it's kind of gift for me to see person transforms like that. And let's see, I'm gonna keep posted you. I'll keep posted recent updates, what's going on with this person. And I gotta be eyes open about this transformation. I gotta be open-minded and to see where it goes. And listen to intuition. Oh wow, intuition. Does it even exist? So let me just give you a quick rundown. What about the intuition? Just recently, about a couple years ago, scientists discovered a really interesting thing. Our brain, not only our brain, our nervous system connected to really exciting part of the brain. They connected to the neurons that have basically magnets inside. They freaking responding to magnetic field. They're like a magnet. Like our brain have a magnet inside. And that explains a lot how birds know their path from one part of the globe to the another one. They pick in right wind. They pick in the right directions. They doesn't go straight. They follow. They follow as everything, every living being in this earth, on this planet, are following as intuitionally, not consciously, to magnetic field. Just open up the map and just write Earth magnetic field, and you'll see it's like a strings all around us. And we have unconsciously, we have this part of our life that you can go, you can get lost in the woods. And the only way, and it's not my concept, it's actually like you can find a lot of And unfortunately I don't have source to send you, but there's a lot of stories that people got lost in the woods. I grew up in parts of like near city, a lot of woods, and if you got lost, you you can't find the way out of the woods. Like probably the only way to get out of the woods is shut down your mind. Don't try to navigate yourself by your ideas. Just go. Like listen to yourself, to intuition. That's what that it's called, intuition. If you go by the heart, let's say by the heart you go. You don't think where you're going right now. You don't choose the path. You go right, but your mind say go left. You're just like, I'll just go right. It's like sort of meditation. You actually can't get out of the woods because your brain can navigate you. Like the unconscious part of your brain can navigate you out of the woods. As my personal experience, I remember when I was like really young, like 5, 6 years old, I got lost in a different city, different country, and I had actually was coming back from the beach to the hostel. No, I'm like 5 years old. I don't have concept of orientation by architecture and street names. I was like barely reading, but I vividly remember I was standing in the, how do you call it, like a crosswalk, underground crosswalk, with like 5, 6 exits, and somehow I picked the right one, and I came out to the street, walked another 10 minutes, and I'm in the hostel, in the apartment, while everyone in the city is looking for me. Wasn't fun for my parents, gotta admit it. They lost me for the couple good hours, called the police, and they were looking for me and got worried. But the moral of this, my intuition brought me back to the right place in a city I really don't know. So don't ignore it, and really believe in your intuition. And there's a lot of things that we can't explain today. And the more we explain, I actually found that I recently started to read, not too much, but just introduction in some skeptic magazine editor and owner, and he wrote a book about the people so silly, they believe in a ghost, but we are skeptics and we can explain everything by science. But and it's like such a blind belief in something that he defined for himself, and he's pretty sure that science can explain everything to him. I'm not the flat earth believer or anything, but if you're not gonna be a skeptical to your skepticism, you'll get lost by that opinion that you like cynical opinion that everything is a lie, everything is mind made. But of course, be on your guard. That's what I'm saying. Don't take everything literally. The news today is wow. It's all about the drama. The news today is all about, I like this word, clout, because if you make it really dramatic and really wild, that's the only way today to be in this like web. If you're making settled, cool content, maybe not cool, let's say, but you're walking steady and chill, there's no way people will notice you. So you gotta put yourself in something wild and get yourself ideas. I'm a skeptic, and I'm gonna prove all these silly people that they're believing in silly stuff, and my way is the only way. But what's funny, maybe I grew up, maybe it's my skepticism, but I was skeptical by reading his introduction about the skeptic book, and it's funny how he's actually failing to make a proper scientific method to prove his point. He failing to prove his point by not creating the right scientific method, but only using like his emotion, like, oh my god, you guys so silly, why are you even doing it, why are you even over there, and you what are you doing, you're so self-entitled, you're not really proved anything, you've been like make yourself silly. You believe in the science, but you cannot apply this. So I'm not gonna say I believe in ghosts or anything, but I do believe in ideas, and ideas are fun. It's fun to not to take them and think about it. Like, let's, for the example, okay, like Elon Musk said, like, by looking at progress of our technology, it's highly possible, and he even like throw crazy number like a 60% possibility that we are living in simulation. Okay, if you actually some daily reader of a New York Times or whatever, and you put in out this wild idea, and he's like, oh my god, this Elon Musk, he's shooting the spaceship, and he's shooting the rockets in the space, and he got this Tesla crazy car with the damn electricity instead of oil, and he's gonna save all of us, he's gonna give us answer. But look what he's saying. He's saying that the we're not real, it's simulation. What do you mean it's simulation? Well, let me tell you what his means. He means, if our technology progressing in the same frequency, and we can see how faster and faster we get in, how faster our technology gets, we're actually living in simulation. But then comes people who got real, like, science behind them. By science, I'm not me I'm doesn't say it's numbers, but you don't have to be a major company CEO to understand how tide comes out and comes in. There's logic behind things, and I'm not the one who say everything have logic, but at some things, if you have wild idea, be expected to be applied by the same rules that you are using. He's talking about technology, and technology are built by logic. It's zeros and ones, and by the zeros and ones method, you can cancel out his argument. And what does it mean? It means, if his claim that we are living in simulation are true, like in a programming, just write the code. If simulation equals true, that means the possibility itself is a simulation. Possibility of this being true is a simulation. That means it doesn't even count as an argument. It doesn't even mean you can take this information as part of as I talked about the movement. we're moving right now, right? Our thoughts are moving. You're running and you get into this checkpoint. Oh my god, technology progressing, this is simulation. If you are arguing, if you are applying the simulation technique, like if you live in simulation, the even thought about being living in simulation is a part of the simulation, so it doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up to the argument itself. It doesn't prove anything. It's like the washer gotta, like, we have to get out of our mind to look at our mind, which is impossible. You cannot bite your own teeth or look or see your own eyeballs without any another technology or another stuff. So yeah, let's find the technology that will help us to understand this claim. But the claim right now of taking that numbers seriously, like 60%, 50%, wow, no, that's, if it's simulation, you're being simulated. So maybe, so you cannot take this argument because it's not true by its own nature, from your own, it's argument that cancels itself. I don't like those ideas. I don't like these ideas that he's like the people using like and entertain these ideas and having like a freaking major podcast about it. I don't like this idea that that didn't take. I didn't have enough brain myself to recognize the wrong of this argument. I was actually one of them. Like, oh wow, that's Matrix. Oh my god. This Tesla guy, this Elon Musk guy is probably up to something. He's up to something over here, and I'm not reading enough to be smart enough, and I'm not. I'm pondering ideas. I like it. I like the ideas. Like listen to the next one. If we're already going wild a little bit about the ideas, and he's still holding on to this podcast, and he's still with me in air, listen to that one. I'm pretty sure you're gonna like it. So that idea is interesting. Okay, what is honey, right? Honey is a product of bees making their own the job. Doesn't matter, they like it, they don't like it, they, what's the movement, what's the instinct, let's take it aside. Okay, the argument goes like that. Honey is a product of the bees. If you put the honey pot, it doesn't stop honey, like bees making the honey, right? It's their nature. It's in their nature to make honey, and it's our nature to make the honey pot and enjoy their honey. And just imagine how much we can make from this honey. We can make cookies, we can eat it like that, enjoy the tea, and use the wax, and no ending of what we can make. And but for the bee, honey is just byproduct of her to be a bee. Okay, so we're making, right now we're making a lot in technology. We're making the electric cars, we're making the satellites, iPhones, and the laptops. But how about that it's our nature, right? It's our nature to strive to new technology. Wow, people get excited about new iPhone. Wow, people get excited about this new i9 processor. They really get excited. Let me show you 15 minutes video how much performance you can get from this new i9 10th generation, 10th $5,000 processor. People get excited. Look at the views. Just like there's just look at the unboxing therapy. You got millions of views. and people get excited and watching it every day, and they have the, it's like in awe. It's like, they walk, wow, what's next, what's next. So basically all this technology is a byproduct of us, you of us being us, right, as a bees, making being bee, taking care of their honeypot, taking care of their colony and the queen. And we're the same. We're taking care of our elites. We're taking care of our families. But and the technology is a byproduct, right? Like, oh my god, I like this my new webcam. I can put near the baby, and baby can sleep, and I can watch the baby at the same time. I can put the Netflix and watch the Netflix. And wow, technology is so great. But what about the technology? Okay, so technology is a byproduct. How we get to that, to the technology, besides like the all this like the economical ideas and everything. We need the fossil fuels, right? We need to burn the fossil fuels. There's an only reason, the only reliable source of energy right now is fossil fuels. It's the year 2020. There's no better alternative than the burning corpses of dinosaurs and other species. So let's say that idea, technology can be byproduct of us being as we're like a priest. We're like having this ritual of burning the corpses. It's like we letting their spirits leave this planet Earth, because they're like the trapped here under all this soil, and we dig in and deeper and deeper and digging a lot of, and it's like a black blood, and we putting it out, and it's like it will you accept that it gives sort of more exciting view over technology than like because someone as I'm working in tech, and I'm seeing how much progress goes. It doesn't really go. We're talking about our, let's say, if you turn on the video game today, okay, just inside viewer, turn on the video game today, 2020, the most recent, whatever came out, modern graphics, crazy polygons, and the shapes and shades and shadows and everything was built over 30 years ago, 30 years plus years ago. One smart person created mathematical formulas how the engine should work. He created the engine. It's actually by John Carmack. Quake engine was built up from ground, from his vision how it should work. And 30 years from then, we have 2020 with the modern graphics still operating by the same laws, by the same mathematical laws he created. There's actually games are still made on the same engine. It's like the a version of version of version of version. So it's like a evolution of the engine, but it's still the core. It's just proves, it sort of proves that even we feel that we're completely different human beings than our ancestors 200 years ago. That was like recent, like that was like, as Joe Rogan said, that was 5 people ago. We've been burning people alive. Hell, guillotine. You know that fun French activity? Decapitate people with a knife from the top. You know, the guillotine. The last one we used in 1970s. 1970s, there was still a guillotine in the French, in the Europe. We're not talking about not other country, not another like a distant planet. We're talking about Europe, center of the Europe. We're still using the guillotine. So let's not pretend that we are really something divine and so much far from the real apes, because it's not really. We're just a new updated graphical engine, but the engine is the same. Our new the we still on the lookout. There's a interesting concept that if you, let's say you're sitting at the bus station uh, at the evening, like, the sun is down and nobody there, you're sitting on the bus station, some strangers, like some stranger coming up to wait for the bus too. Chances are he's gonna start the conversation. You know why? Hmm. Not because he's really like you, or not because he's interesting to listen what you're saying. You wanna check up that you're a sane person, that you're not planning up to no good or something on him, just by conversation, but by throwing a couple of things. Hey, what's up? Have I missed the 37 line? No, sir, I haven't seen that. Thank you. That itself gives us, like, reassure us he's not gonna chop you and eat you alive. So small talk is actually survival instinct, survival tool in the modern days. I'm not gonna go too deep why, like, for online meetings for the girls that post their profiles on online and getting mad responses from different guys. Why they're so unsure to go to the date with the one of them? Not because they're not attractive, and not because they're not not feeling hot over them and wanna really enjoy this evening with him. No, it's survival instinct. It's survival instinct because 500 years ago we've been completely different culture and we have completely different rules. So today people trying to bend those rules and change them. It's a crusade, and as any crusade, the heads will fall off, and I'm I'm really excited to see what's next. And the recent, I'm not really into the news because the recent news are never been optimistic. But hey, let me give you the last optimistic note. If you still stick around, okay, I'll give you the recent um, news about the COVID. Hear me out. Actually, recent studies they found out, and I'm giving you from the doctor's source, infectionist, the one who's actually in working about it day to day, building career over it. Recent news gives us that perspective that the virus is not that much contagious from the let me find the word, my bad. If you put it on surfaces, if it's on a surface, is that before that they were thought you can handshake to somebody and that this is it, you're infected. Oh my god, I'm about to get close, locked up. No, chances are like 99% you're gonna be fine. If you shake somebody's hand today, don't hug anyone because it's really close to the way you can get infected, but a handshake is cool. Still, we keep our hands clean, we keep soaping, we keep cleaning and sanitizing and alcohol gel and everything, but don't be so paranoid about surfaces. Be aware where you move around your hands. Don't get it into the eye or the nose or the ears and the throat, and you'll be fine. Masks are still part of this year, and it's kind of wild reality, to be honest. I'm feeling that people are psyching out around me. They're more tense, they're more the reacting are really that you feel that everything is unstable now, even like psychic of people. But hey, it's a positive note. It's not that contagious. It's not in the end of the world, not yet, and we're gonna push through it. I'm glad you joined my podcast today, or whatever day you choose. Maybe you just finish this podcast after you fell asleep 5 times. It's my it's actually my way of listening to podcast. I've fallen asleep almost instantly, but I'm glad that you even interested, and follow me on my on Spotify, Godsky podcast.com. You can join the mailing list. I'm not gonna spam you. Just drop your email, get the confirmation, and hey, we're like a friends now, right? We can talk. Maybe you can send me emails. Wow, that's a communication. It's actually more communication I give it to most of the people around me that trying to be, in touch with me. And you know, maybe one day I'll receive some wild email about how much I'm wrong about my ideas, and that's kind of exciting. That's kind of like artifact of the time, and that's why I'm gonna keep doing it and keep promoting this, just to find you, find the person who really connecting to the ideas I'm sending, and keeping in touch. My name is Alex Godsky, and you listened to Godsky Podcast. Peace.